Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages with a separate tarot deck. I have the deck that we'll be using already shuffled, as well as the decks that we'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Libra. I feel like this is going to be a pretty optimistic reading for you guys. In your recent past, you have trust the universe with the Five of Cups. Your recent past, there was some major sadness, some major disappointment, Five of Cups energy. Now, with this trust the universe card, the way that I'm seeing this is, although you didn't know it at the time, this was all working out for you, for your highest good, because I feel like this is all actually leading you to some sort of wish fulfillment here. But it doesn't feel like that right now, because right now you have worked through your feelings with the Nine of Swords. Through this Five of Cups energy, whatever this disappointment was, you have your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, were all super brought to the surface. And I feel like you've been in this Nine of Swords energy for a while now. With this work through your feelings card, it feels like right now you've been in an energy, and recently you've been in an energy of processing through your emotions, or at least needing to. So whether or not you are actually processing or you are avoiding those, that obviously depends on your personal situation. But I do feel like right now your current energy is about processing through all of this stuff that has arose from this Five of Cups. Now, in your immediate future, you have let your fears dissolve with the Nine of Pentacles. So some sort of wish fulfillment. It's almost like working through all of this brings about this Nine of Pentacles. I don't know what this Nine of Pentacles is, what this wish fulfillment is, but I do feel like it's like everything that you've been through pays off. So let's start, Libra, by looking at your recent past, clarifying trust the universe with the Five of Cups. This is for Libra's recent past. Recent past for Libra, clarifying trust the universe with the Five of Cups. One more. This is for Libra's recent past, please. This is recent past for Libra. Whew. Yeah. I mean, you have the Death card poking out here with the Ten of Swords. So this recent past was painful. That is some painful energy right there. And I feel like it almost stopped everything for you in its tracks. Like in your tracks. Like it stopped you in your tracks. Like it was like it just completely, not even just flipped your world upside down, but I don't know, it's just really intense, just I don't know how to explain that energy. But I feel like this all happened because you have trust the universe, which I feel like is so hard when you're going through the worst of it, right? Like when you're really going through it, I feel like the last thing you want to hear is oh, well, everything's working out in your favor, right? But it is, but I also know that's probably not what you want to hear right now, and it's certainly not how you feel. But this Ten of Swords in your recent past, it definitely happened for a reason. So let me get more. This is for Libra's recent past. More for Libra's recent past, please. This is Libra's recent past. The King of Pentacles in reverse with a Tower. Your world completely changed because of this. I mean, you have the King of Pentacles in reverse, which to me is talking about circumstances, and then you have the Tower, with the Three of Swords. Everything changed in a really intense and possibly quick way. I don't know if it came out of nowhere or if it felt like it happened out of nowhere or something. It just feels like it was out of nowhere, bam. The Tower and the Three of Swords. You were just, you experienced this just I mean, it sounds intense, but your world falling apart. That's what this feels like. Holy hell. And it left you with, I feel like, nothing but these negative feelings, like these Nine of Swords. This Nine of Swords energy was all that you were kind of left with. Like, I feel like this swept away all of the kind of good feeling stuff that you were experiencing and just kind of left you with this Nine of Swords. Recent past for Libra. Recent past for Libra, please. This feels like more than just a loss. Okay, so there was a cycle here that this situation is helping end. That you're in the middle of. You're like in the thick of this cycle here, Libra. And it is a heavy one. It is a heavy, heavy cycle. And I feel like it's been, I don't know how long ago this happened. Because this, I know that I was pulling for your recent past, but this feels like this could have been a little bit further back than just recent. I'm not sure exactly what. I keep seeing this King of Cups in reverse too. I just feel like this overall just like threw you completely off center. And ever since then, it's like you've been trying to get back to maybe where you were before, or like the person you were, or the safety that you felt, or something. And it's been very challenging. So let's see, Libra, what you're dealing with in your current energy. Current energy for Libra, clarifying work through your feelings with the Nine of Swords. Current energy for Libra, clarifying work through your feelings, the Nine of Swords. This is for Libra's current energy. So there you are. You're set. So yeah, you are still dealing with this loss. Because you had this Ten of Cups here. Something, you saw your life going a certain way. You saw a certain path for yourself to this fulfillment, to this Ten of Cups. And whatever this was, it completely threw you off what you expected this to look like. And I feel like ever since then, and I said Queen of Swords because you're an air sign, not because you're a female. So this could be male or female energy. Whether you're male or female, I mean, doesn't matter. This is female energy, but we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. But this loss, it's like you experienced this and your Ten of Cups, this felt impossible. This fulfillment or this happiness or this success or whatever it is, it felt impossible. It feels impossible because of what has happened. But the more that you work through this loss and the feelings associated, the more you'll start to see that what you've been through, though awful, painful, no doubt about that, but though it's been the way it has been, there's also some good that can come from it. And that good doesn't cancel out the bad, right? That's not what I'm saying. But every situation has a silver lining, no matter how horrible. And the more that you can search for that silver lining, the more that you will start to see that things aren't as bad as they feel right now. And I'm not trying to downplay the way that you feel or invalidate the way that you feel by any means. You are a human being having very real human experiences, and every single one of your emotions and your perceptions is valid. However, you don't want to feel like this forever, right? You don't want this situation to affect you for the rest of your life. And unfortunately, the way that life works is that our trauma isn't our responsibility, but our healing is. Or excuse me, our trauma isn't our fault, but our healing is our responsibility. So it's kind of learning that things happen so that you heal from them, and such is life, right? And I feel like this situation, I feel like it felt very unfair, and I feel like it felt very just like when you were going through it, was like, how am I ever going to recover from this? Like, how am I ever going to get out of this? And like, I've been there. I've been in that darkness where you're like, I don't see my life ever getting better. I don't see myself ever healing from this. And that darkness that we experience, because everyone goes through it in some way, shape, or form. Yours might look different than someone else's, and everything's relative, right? Especially when it comes to pain. Our pain and our trauma is all relative. But going through that darkness always brings us closer to the light. Every single time. Even if you're stuck in it right now, I feel like the biggest thing for you is don't lose hope. Don't lose hope, and don't lose sight of the potential of your life just because of what you have experienced. Because it's really easy to do. All right, current energy for Libra. One more. Current energy for Libra, clarifying, work through your feelings with the Nine of Swords. Current energy for Libra, please. What does Libra need to know about their current energy? Your higher self. Your higher self has a specific message for you. Okay, what is that? What is this High Priestess? I have that song, like, the every little thing is gonna be alright. I have that stuck in my head right now. Clarifying the High Priestess. What does Libra, what message is for Libra here? Clarifying this High Priestess. Three of Cups in reverse. You gotta let go. That's what this is saying. You've got to let go. Because you're holding on to this experience. Because I feel like you're afraid to let go and allow it to work its way through you. Because that makes it very real, right? It's easy to push it down or push it away or try to invalidate your own experience by like maybe pretending that it didn't happen or trying not to think about it. Or the other way, it could be obsessing over it, allowing it to consume you, right? That it's easy to let that take over, and it's really hard to let go and let this all move through you, because I feel like there's so much good waiting for you on the other side of this, on the other side of this experience, but you have to let go. Like, that's a specific message from your higher self. I don't know, because usually I try to pull messages from spirit, but this is like for some specific Libra out there. You need to hear that you need to let go. Like, it's time to let go. What else does Libra need to know about their current energy? Current energy for Libra. You're wondering why things haven't fallen into place for you. Why things haven't come together, why things haven't progressed, or why you feel stuck in this. I mean, the straightforward answer is that you're holding on, right? But we hold on for so many different reasons, and a lot of the time we're doing that subconsciously. And as you work through this is the most important time to work on your faith. As I've kind of mentioned a couple of times in this reading, everything that happens to us happens for us, not to us, right? But when we're in the middle of a journey, it's incredibly difficult to feel that way, because sometimes, especially if you're dealing with like the loss of someone you love, or you're dealing with, traumatic abusive. It's like, no matter how intense it gets, it's hard. I mean, especially when you're dealing with those things, it's hard to be like, okay, yeah, everything's happening for me, not to me, right? Like, again, it feels silly to say when you're dealing with so much pain. But through the hardest things that we go through in our life, that's where our faith is forged. And I'm not talking about faith in a specific God. I'm not talking about faith in the universe in particular, though that's how I usually allude to it. I'm just talking about faith. Faith that you are here for more than to just experience painful, traumatic experiences, and that you are deserving of a lot of good. But so much of your belief system right now, and because 95% of our decisions, movements, and choices stem from that belief system, aligns with pain and suffering and survival mode. And so much of your belief system is based on the experiences that you've encountered and that you've had throughout your life since you were a kid. And so it's not your fault that you believe in alignment with these things. But it is, and it always will be, your responsibility if you want your life to change, if you want your experiences to feel and be different. It is your responsibility to tap into what beliefs align with the negative aspects of your life and of your existence at this moment. And how can you reframe those to align with what you want to experience instead of what you have experienced? And that's the hard part. Reprogramming your subconscious, overriding these subconscious patterns that you've had and that have been validated and affirmed since you were a kid is hard to do. But if you want things to change, and I know you do, if you want things to change, the only way that you can do that is by doing the inner work, facing the pain, working through it. And maybe you have been doing that. And if you have been doing that, then this is just confirmation that everything's going to be okay. But I just feel like there's this need to realize that first and foremost, what is meant for us and what can provide us with the level of fulfillment that you're looking for, it does not exist in the past. The things that can truly bring happiness to your life for the long term do not ever exist in the past. What is meant for us will never ever pass us. And that might seem like impossible to understand when you're going through it. But believe me, everything that is meant for you is ahead of you. And the only way that you are going to experience those things is if you can get through this. And the only way through this is through it. And that might not be what you want to hear. You want to hear that everything's going to turn around and tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're going to have everything you want. And this pain is just going to, magically disappear. And that's not the case. It will. You have let your fears dissolve. With the 9 of Pentacles in your immediate future, it's just going to take some time and some work. And if you're doing the healing, my biggest advice to you is don't give up hope. Immediate future for Libra, clarifying, let your fears dissolve with the 9 of Pentacles. Immediate future for Libra, clarifying, let your fears dissolve with the 9 of Pentacles. What does Libra need to know about their immediate future? Clarifying, let your fears dissolve with the 9 of Pentacles. This is for Libra's immediate future. Look at that. Look what you have. You have such a happy new beginning available to you, Libra. The Fool and the Sun, that's amazing energy. I feel like you're in this energy right now of like, it's never going to get better. Or I'm going to be stuck in this forever. Or I'm never going to heal from this. Or I'm never going to get over this. Or I'm never going to be happy again. Like, so much of that energy is in your current energy. And I feel like this is like a huge message of hope for the Libras that are resonating with this reading. Because there's so much that you haven't experienced yet. And though the experiences of your past have been very painful, that's not all there is for you. That doesn't have to be all there is for you. And I feel like this is really this need to tap into this level of faith that everything, there is always like, it's like the rainbow after the rain, or like the sun always shines again, right? Like I could use all those cliches all day long, but seriously, things always get better. And when you're in the darkness and you're dealing with that heaviness and you're dealing with that just incredibly painful energy. I know how hard it is to try to think forward with a bright lens. It's nearly impossible. But the more you can do that, the more you will start to watch things shift in that direction. What you focus on expands. Looking at just the core basics of the law of attraction. What you give energy to is what you get. And though you are absolutely valid in the energy that you're giving right now, you don't want to be stuck in this kind of experience forever. And unfortunately, the only person who can break yourself out of this is you. Both unfortunately and fortunately. It's like, unfortunately, you gotta, you're the one who has to do it, but fortunately, it's within your control. Immediate future for Libra, please. Immediate future for Libra, please. Okay. The Nine of Swords in reverse, which is that Nine of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Wands in reverse with this Magician. Not working through this and avoiding it and not facing it. It's sabotaging you. It's sabotaging what it is that you are capable of creating. Running from your pain will only make things worse and harder in the end. And I do feel, Libra, I'm going to be honest, there's a little bit of running from it. Now, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you aren't ready. Sometimes you just gotta take the time to distract yourself and figure out how you're even going to get through the moment, right? So trust me, I get that. But you don't want to do that for too long, because then it'll start to control you and it'll start to become a part of you. And you are not your pain. You are not your experiences. You are who you choose to become and what you choose to create. That is who you are. And the past is there to teach you what you need to know to move forward further in your future than you would ever be able to go if this hadn't have happened. And again, it might be almost impossible to see things that way right now, but you can have what you want in this life. Even if it feels like you've lost what it is that you want, you can still have what you want in this life. It just might look a little bit different than you thought it would. And at the end of the day, who cares, right? If at the end of the day, you still get to be happy and fulfilled and successful, so what if it looks different than you thought? Immediate future for Libra. Immediate future for Libra, please. One more. This is for Libra's immediate future. Immediate future for Libra. The Nine of Pentacles. It's like you don't realize, because this is that wish, this is double confirmation of wish fulfillment. You feel hopeless about it. You feel hopeless about it. But it's available to you. What you want, and ultimately, and that's the hardest thing, right? Sometimes we feel like we've lost what we want. But oftentimes that means that we've actually lost what we needed at the time, but that doesn't serve us in the long run. All right, Libra, we are going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify each of these messages and dive into some advice for you, Libra. And then I have an actual advice card to pull at the end. Thank you so much, Libra, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right. Bye, Libra.